You and me, we ain't nothing alike. Let's set the record straight. Those words you say, they hold no weight, they like. Let's set the record straight. You'll never break the man before you're out.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another custom die-cast review. First things first, if you hear birds, that is because it's literally 6 in the morning. And this is the only time I've had to record any videos. If you don't know what's going on, I have been gone for 8 or 9 days due to working on my little building, trying to build onto that, make a different room, and all that good stuff. So I haven't really had a lot of time, and I've had to go into work fairly early. So due to all the commotion outside, I was not really able to record. And on top of that, of course, I was out there kind of helping out as well. So if you hear some beautiful bird vocal cords, that is why. Again, it's literally 6:30 or something like that. But anyway, we have a very interesting custom here today. This is one, surprisingly, that I have not made. This was not made by me. It was made by this dude right here. You can go check him out. Again, he got his Instagram and his YouTube, NASCAR Nick, all that stuff. He's got a phone as well, and I think there's stuff on the back, yeah. Established 2018. I don't know what state that is. Is that? I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to lie. It's been a while since I've looked at a map. But anyway, so, yeah, I got his little card here. I think I've purchased one other custom from him before. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was a Dell Jr., but I could be very wrong. Either way, he's got some decent work. Now, when I did receive this piece, it was broken in the front. So this wheel here, this little piece here, and then the wheel on this side. So the front two wheels and then the little corner piece was broken off. And I didn't know where he had it originally because I tried to look up the post on the post that he made. I guess he took it down, but I looked at some reference pictures on Google and I kind of put it accordingly to those pictures. But it's good enough for me, so that's all that matters. I don't really buy customs often. I normally make my own, but I thought this one was really interesting, and I couldn't find the original car to do it myself anyway, and honestly, I don't think I could have topped this. He has different detail than I do. My window net would be down. I would have stuff detailed underneath a little more than that. But, I mean, what I'm very surprised with is how he did the hood. Because it's all bent up and stuff, so major props to that. I don't know how that was even possible. So, I mean, he's got some good stuff. He really does. He's made some just incredible builds, definitely worth a follow if you have not done so already. But if you do not recognize this crash, you might be a little bit of a newer fan. Even then, I'm sure a lot of the newer fans know about this. This was the 2012 Daytona 500, a very fiery crash in this specific car. Now, what happened? This is one Pablo Montoya. You may have heard of him, you may not have, but he used to race way long ago. And he was coming around. I think he was on a catch-up lap, meaning he was trying to get back to the field under caution. There was jet dryers along the wall. If you don't know what the jet dryer is, it's a truck and it's got a huge jet dryer engine in the back to help kind of push any type of water or any type of wetness off the track to try to dry it or kind of, help it just get back to a normal dry pavement. So he was coming around the back stretch going into, I think it was turns 3 and 4, or 3 at least. And the car just kind of snapped around on him, smacked right into that jet dryer, and it just exploded. He was okay. I don't remember there being any injuries. I think his fire suit protected him pretty well. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting crash because, I mean, obviously he didn't do it on purpose. He was just coming around and the car kind of snapped out from underneath him. I guess something broke. And yeah, did not end very good. Daytona is a beast of a racetrack, even if you're not racing with a pack. So, yeah, pretty dangerous little event there. But, I mean, again, he was all right. As far as I know, there was no injuries, either to the operator of the jet dryer or to Montoya. But either way, still a pretty cool little car here. I was like, you know what? I was going to just be like, hey, how much you want for this thing? And I think he sold it to me under $15, shipped, which was amazing. And I think it was quite well under $15, actually. I don't remember the price, but I know I didn't pay a lot for it. So, I mean, he's got fantastic prices, too. Honestly, he should probably quadruple the prices, because, these are really good detail, and just, he sells them, dirt cheap, which is just mad crazy. I don't know anybody that does that. So like all mine are cheap. Like whenever, say if I was to, I'm going to sell this in a pack or in a like a set. So if it was something like, I don't know, something like this, you know, got the crazy amount of detail and everything. All right, you know, you got all the little cuts and corners. This is the one I made. You know, 25 shipped. You know, I feel like that's a reasonable price. But this one should be a lot more than that because there's a lot more detail. He, like, literally bent the hood, like, which is incredible because you never ever see that. And not to mention, even though it's covered, that he added a little engine in there. Look at that. That's crazy. Like, because, I mean, a lot of people don't do that little interior stuff like the engines and fuel cells, stuff like that. So I give a lot of props to that. And he does little stuff like, you see this here? See how that's bent? I don't know how in the world he done that. I mean, I have no clue. I've tried to do it before, failed miserably, and it's just, I mean, it's something I haven't learned yet. So, I mean, it's a very nice and detailed car for sure. So, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. Now, you may be wondering also, like, what's with all the white? Well, as I mentioned earlier, he smacked into a jet dryer, and it literally exploded. Flames were everywhere. His car was on fire. The truck was on fire. The track was on fire. And, yeah, they used, of course, the fire extinguisher to put it out. That's what all the white stuff is. It's kind of that fire extinguisher residue. So, in case you were wondering, that's what that is. But anyway, let's actually take a look at this diecast here. Again, just an incredible piece. Just some fantastic work. So, we got this little bit of like a gap in the hood here, which I don't know if that's accurate, but I mean, it still doesn't look bad either way. Got the big old Target logo right there. So you got the windshield. It looks like it is painted, like the bars and stuff. You can see you got a lot of that fire extinguisher residue on there as well. Got the big old 42 right there. Of course, you got Montoya. You got the little roof flaps there. Looks like you got the rear window, or yeah, the rear windshield, which is also kind of painted in those little bars and stuff. Got axe right there on the deck lid. The deck lid is down into the fuel cell, and all that stuff. Because I mean, that's how it was. Got a black spoiler back here. Got the Energizer. Now this back end is a lot more torn up, but it's very hard to recreate that. So I don't blame him not really doing much for it. I did think about kind of like cutting, like kind of on the bottom to kind of make it go up towards the light to where it would somewhat represent where it was kind of sitting on the ground. So I thought about it. I don't know if I will. I probably won't, in all honesty, but I thought that was something I could just probably improve just a little bit. Now, I don't mean like, yeah, like, oh, I can do better. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, just to make it a little more accurate, I guess I could cut that little piece off, kind of rig it up a little bit, kind of make it all rough and scratchy looking. But again, I'm not too sure if I'll even touch this piece after this diecast review. I'll probably have it setting up somewhere. Got a Cottonelle there, got Clorox, got the Target logo there. You got some more just, oh, he cut both of them. Huh, so he cut, how did he do that? How did he glue that together? That's interesting. Because he cut, like, both of the back, like, attachments to the bumper from the quarter panel here. So that should have been freed up. I don't know. He probably glued it in there somewhere. It's hard to tell. But, again, really nice. Looks like he also dented this quarter panel, too. So, again, I mean, he's got some really good work. You can't really tell what that is. Looks like Cobalt, Reese's, TomTom, maybe? Phillips. It's really hard to see because he's got all that residue for the, whatchamacallit, the fire extinguisher. Let's see, Gillette, Tums, Kellogg's, Mountain Dew, Microsoft, Safety Clean. I can't really. Sherwin-Williams, maybe. It might be down there. Got the tire there with a little bit of that residue for the fire extinguisher. Right here we got Montoya. Now on the B-post we got Champion, it looks like. McDonald's, Bass Pro Shops. I can't tell those two, but there's some of the painted windows as well. I want to do some of the painted window detail. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. So I got the 42 there. Of course, you got a little bit of damage on it, whatnot. Got a little bit of burn marks right here towards the front end. You can see we got the Goodyear there. Let's see, you got NASCAR Cup Series. Mechanics Wear, Holley, 3M, USG, DirecTV, Auto Meters, Mobile One, Jegs, and Lincoln Welders. You can see where I kind of glued the tire back on, so that's mainly my fault. But, you know, here's the front end. No bumper whatsoever other than that wee little quarter piece down there. Again, you can see the engine detail underneath there, which is really cool. So you got that tire, which is really like, kind of like stanced just, how it was crashed. Again, you got this little panel here that's dented in. Major, respect for that. It's pretty cool. Got the 42, got some more damage over here. Got a bunch of scratches, a bunch of damage. You can see some of that, just the tires just covered in the fire extinguisher there. And then, of course, you got all your sponsors, contingencies, whatever. So underneath, I kind of pointed to this earlier, but he does have a little bit of detail. Again, I do mine a little bit differently, but it's somewhat similar. It's not bad detail, don't get me wrong. I like when I'm making my customs, I like to do a little bit more. Even if it's not like super accurate, I just like painting the bottoms of these things. Which sucks for the next gen, or the Gen 7, because their bottoms are like super flat. They got a flat undercarriage to it, and you can't do a lot of detail, which does kind of suck. But I mean, it is what it is. So there's his under detail. Very cool die cast indeed. Definitely going up on the shelf. Whenever I do get it set up, I will show the card one more time, just to, kind of show off where you can kind of see some of his stuff. I think I follow his YouTube. I don't know how often he posts, but it's definitely worth the wait, because, I mean, he posts some pretty good stuff, at least on Instagram. Again, I don't think I've seen much of his YouTube, but for Instagram, he posts a lot of his projects and his builds, and they look really good. So he is super talented for sure. But with that being said, I do believe that will be all for this custom diecast review. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.